My official prediction, World Championship rematch. We're talking about Jon. We're talking about Sterling. Guys, I'm taking Sterling now. Here's the problem. Here's the problem if you're taking Sterling. Has Sterling gotten better since that first fight? Everybody that goes into a rematch must be confronted with the same question, but they must have an answer, not for the media, not for you, not for the pundits, for themselves. They got to be able to answer this question internally. What is going to be different this time? What did I learn? What did I take away? What have I improved on? Where did I do it? If you're going to become a better fighter than you were the time before, but you're doing all of the same stuff, see how that doesn't work? Doesn't mean you got to leave gyms. Did your coach identify something? Are you strategizing, and have you prepared to do it? What is going to be different? All right. And why I say it's a problem is because we have one piece of evidence, and it's not on Aljo's side, who I'm picking. It's on Jon's side. And what that evidence is he's better. Jon's gotten better. You want to see a damn good fight? You want to try to introduce a friend to this sport? Go watch Jon versus Sandhagen. If they don't like that, don't ever have them watch fighting again. All right? I mean, it's one of those situations. You're going to see everything in that fight, but you're also going to see adversity. And Jon's ability to deal with adversity is very impressive. And we even saw some of that in his first match with Aljo. Because Aljo was kicking his ass, regardless to the way you guys might remember that. It was a brawler in Jon versus athleticism in Aljo. Aljo had length. Aljo had speed. Aljo had what we call rhythm. He was just a better athlete, is what I saw. But I think that Jon's better now. Why am I picking Aljo? Do you guys remember when I gave you the great prediction of my illustrious career, and I told you that Juliana Pena was going to beat Amanda Nunes? I told you guys that I believed that for one reason, which is I talked to Juliana and she told me she was going to win, and I believed her. But I never elaborated on what I meant by that. There's a look in somebody's eye, and there's a tone in somebody's voice. And mark my words, this is a broad stroke, but boy, it's 99% Both athletes know before the fight starts who's going to win. They know before they ever leave the locker room. They know for the same reason that you guys know who the baddest dude in your class was in the 7th grade. And you know in the 10th grade, and you know your freshman year of college. Because never went outside and tested that, but you knew. I grew up on a farm, so I think I get this a little bit more. I think I understand this concept a little bit more. It was done with cows, and if you guys have seen cows, you go, Chael, great example. If you haven't, let me tell you what happens, which is they get into a field when it's time to eat. And the farmer comes out, puts that alfalfa into the trough. No cow will move no matter how hungry it is until the leader of the pack lets them know. And then they will all walk in order to the trough with the leader leading. Nobody eats till he says they eat. It's a very interesting thing to see. I'm told in the animal kingdom that all walks do it like that. I haven't seen it. I saw it with cows, and it's every meal, every time, and no cow's going to break that order. They just won't do it. That's the same thing that happened to you on the playground. It just comes back to back my example. The guys know who's going to win before they're going to get in there. They could give you a real good percent. Well, I'm 80% sure I'm coming in second tonight. And then you'll see guys change their strategies. The boring fights that you've seen in your life is because one guy knew what the outcome was going to be, and he saw a moral victory in getting the distance. I could give you guys those examples until I'm blue in the face. I've seen them in jiu-jitsu. I've seen them in boxing. I've seen them in wrestling. I see them in MMA all the time. One guy knows what the outcome is going to be. He thinks he's done a better job if he went more minutes. I know some guys that are such hammers that get everybody out of there, that if the one guy can just be the one that went 25 minutes and was the first to do it, he gets some kind of a victory. Okay. But what I'm sharing for you is both guys know when I talk to Sterling, he is very serious and he is very confident. There was not an arrogance in the least. He learned from that fight. He was not crazy about his energy and effort as that fight was winding down. Now, that's what many people see. The people that are betting against Sterling are only remembering that. Yes, the tide was turning towards Jon. Can we all just tell the truth and admit to that? But Sterling, without making an excuse, he was making a comment. I personally picked up on it, talked about where that energy went, and it had to do with the weight cut. That's a very real thing. I don't want to go too much more into the conversation that I had with Sterling about that, because if I retell the story, it's going to sound like excuse making. I'm here to tell you guys it was not. He did not use it as an excuse. He won the fight, for goodness sakes. He took the strap off the guy. He's got no excuses to make. He's got no apologies there. I'm offering for you to answer the question of what's going to be different, because the winner has to say it, but so does the loser. Both guys need to go out and have a better performance. Both guys. And it's something very, very relevant with Aljo. And there is a real advantage that comes from taking a break. That's a tipping point with a lot of factors. How old are you? What is causing the break? There's a number of things that lead into that, but Aljo happens to be on the tipping point that falls in favor of him. The number one thing that you will get from a break, people always say, I got to rest. I got to heal up nagging injury. Nagging injury. What a dork. If you ever said the word a nagging injury, what a nerd you are. But guys say it all the time. I got to go heal up my body. Guys, they don't even know themselves. Their body feels fine. Everything feels fine. They're in the tough guy business, for goodness sake. How good do you got to feel? They got to rest their mind. Get tired of doing it. You get tired when you don't even know you're tired. You're getting ground down and you don't even know it. You're a tool that is getting sharpened so much that it gets ground down. Rest is so important. If you come in with a clear head, and I can tell you that, but I can tell you for 8 different times of my life, I don't get to live in a season. We do not get to live in a season with MMA. But when I was in high school and when I was in college, you're undefeated. You have a terrible freshman year, you get to start unbeaten. That's the way the media will tell it. They will never bring what happened your freshman year. Your sophomore year will be your sophomore year, 36-0. But that rejuvenates a guy. Just because you have that built-in mechanism to reset, there's only a few resets that you get in life. But when you're in the world of sport, and everybody else aside from fighting gets that every single year. Tom Brady's going to get one. LeBron's going to get one. Tiger's going to get one. Everybody gets this reset button, except within MMA. So Aljo, for reasons that were outside of his control, was forced into this mode. I think it's a good thing. Now, you could have your own opinions on that. We've seen plenty of guys take breaks, and it did not go well. What I'm here to tell you about is those breaks aren't just about getting better. They're about recharging your mind. And if I was to go back and personalize between high school, freshman through senior, college, freshman through senior, there was never a time I was more dangerous, but this spills over to my teammates too. We could all see it the first day we walked in the room. It wasn't because we had gotten better. We thought that we found some magic answers over the break. It was the opposite. We hadn't broken. We hadn't given up. We hadn't been scored on. Maybe we didn't score anybody else. Maybe we didn't even touch anybody else. We're driving around in our car, listening to our favorite song, and putting ourselves on the mat, and every time we envision it, we win. There's a confidence that you get. You do not get better at this sport by doing the sport. It is the only sport in the world where experience is not a good thing. First time you quit, the second time you quit isn't going to be to the same point as the first one, but further, it's going to be closer. The wall will continue. That wall that you finally hit will start getting closer. The more you put out there, the more injuries that you push through. You cannot now endure more and the wall gets pushed back. It comes a step closer. So breaks are very helpful. Listen, in the break, I saw what you guys saw, which is as good as Jon always looked. Jon's better. I know it. And I know he's pissed off. And I don't know what that emotion does. I've never seen an angry Peter Yan. I believe in his skills, man. That guy is awesome. I also know what I saw the first time, which is 100% the way Aljo explained it. Aljo was doing great. Aljo ran out of energy. That's true. And he's identified it. Most guys will identify that and have to spend more time doing cardio, more time on the Aerodyne bike, wake up a little bit more earlier in the morning, get extra road work in. That's what most guys would have to do. Aljo's saying, no, that's not the case. I was completely ready. My gas tank is completely full. I don't have to change a damn thing. What bit me in the ass was day before known as the weigh-in, which is real. I'm picking Aljamain. And I'm picking him because he told me he's going to win.